My name is Anthony Salinas, and I will be talking about discretion in the courtroom, specifically between judges, prosecutors, bailiffs, and court clerks. So according to our textbook, first and foremost, discretion is best defined as the lawful ability of an agent or government to exercise choice in making a decision. First question posed was, how do judges use discretion when determining sentences for convicted offenders? Judges choose between prison or probation, and they decide which sentences to impose based on past rulings and legal precedents, ensuring that defendants get the same sentence as all other convicted criminals with similar cases. But where the discretion comes in is where they use their personal judgment and weight of all the facts presented, along with the nature of the crime and the defendant's criminal record, to decide which sentences to impose. The second question posed was, in what ways do prosecutors exercise discretion when deciding whether or not to file charges or offer a plea bargain to a defendant? Prosecutors decide whether to file criminal charges at all. When they decide what charges to file, a prosecutor takes into consideration, much like a judge, the defendant's past charges, criminal record, the severity of their crime, and whether or not they pose risk to society. After considering these factors, prosecutor decides either what charges, if any charges, should be imposed on the defendant, or they may offer a plea bargain, and this is what they submit to the judge. A prosecutor may believe that the defendant did violate a law, but that no jury would convict them in a trial due to lack of evidence. In this case, they can use their discretion to either offer a plea bargain to expedite the process, or take the case to trial and hope that it goes through, or drop the charges entirely. Lastly, how do court clerks or bailiffs use discretion in managing courtroom procedures and maintaining order during hearings? A court clerk is a person who manages a court's records and schedules and legal proceedings, while a bailiff is a law enforcement officer responsible for maintaining order and security in the courtroom. A court clerk has discretion, but they're responsible for issuing warrants, processing filings, and maintaining records. So their discretion isn't necessarily the same as that of a judge or prosecutor. They don't really have any bearing on court rulings or charges being filed. They also don't make legal decisions or act in any legal capacity. Their discretion lies more in their ability to handle the administrative processes and the procedures that don't require a judge's direct and immediate intervention. So they act on behalf of the judge, and that is where their discretion comes into play. Bailiffs, however, are more directly involved in trial proceedings and have more tangible discretion, as they enforce standard courtroom rules and limit disturbances to maintain order during trials. This can include prohibiting cell phone usage, silencing conversations that might take place within the court, and using their best judgment to de-escalate tension or situations that may arise during a trial. And if a person is being disruptive, a bailiff can issue a warning or even remove them from the courtroom entirely to stop or prevent fights or problems from occurring in a courtroom during trial. Judges, bailiffs, court clerks, and prosecutors all work in tandem to ensure speedy and effective trials. Each may have their own types of discretion and limits to said discretion, but the courtroom work group they form is a perfect representation of the delicate checks and balances and cooperation that exists within the ecosystem that is the justice system.